So Siglap Black continue to lead with just 2 points in the bag. Kembangan Chee, they've just been kept away by the ladies in white, and that's through good defense into the last 6 minutes of the action here in the first period. It's been a fairly tough fought one. Oh, lovely effort there, and 2 points in the bag once again. And this time around, it's Wong Zhen Yi who makes the difference. Siglap Black on 4 points. They've missed out on quite a few opportunities here, Kembangan Chee Youth, and it's Denise Chee. Well, they missed out. Their defense is languishing a little bit, and they've been punished a couple of times over for that. The last thing you want to do is give away a free throw. And a personal violation once again. And stepping up to do the honors this time, it's Karen Ong. Oh, wonderfully done. An absolute sure shot there. So Siglap Black move up to 5 points. Can she get the second one in as well? And yes, she does. Well, that's some great shooting skill that we're looking at. First, it was Matilda Loy, and now Karen Ong. 6 points. Siglap Black firmly in the lead here. Well, sometimes it's always down to the body language, isn't it, when you actually look at it? Well, the Kembangan Chee, well, youth are a very spirited bunch. Just did notice that Siglap Black, when they came on earlier, or when they walked into, well, the arena, just had a bit of a quiet demeanor about them. Probably saved the talking for the basketball court. And that's where the conversation's really happening, through the actions. So currently, as it stands, Kembangan Chee Youth still looking for their first field goal. They've got to net one as soon as possible. And possession stolen by Matilda once again, as she's sends it to Tan Shu Yan. Tan Shu Yan restoring it back to Matilda. Matilda misses the target this time. It's quick work by Crystal. That's picked up by Denise Chee. The ladies in blue are definitely going to rue those missed opportunities, and there have been more than just a few. Matilda Lore. Talk about being able to make the difference. And every time there is a foul. But we've got a timeout as well before that free throw can be taken. So the white t-shirts or the white jerseys just leading their way in that first period of play. And I think a few questions will be asked, and which is why the coach of Kembangan Chee Youth did call in for a timeout before things do get out of hand. He'd want to see his team get back into the contest, maybe knock in a goal or two, and that would make a difference. So free throw. And it's, well, Matilda Lai. She started the scoring for her team. Does it once again. Doesn't miss. And that's been the beauty of Siglap Black. They've nailed every free throw so far. So it's 9-0 with a little over 3 minutes left on the clock in the first period of play. Kembangan Chee Youth very eager to get back into the contest. Well, it's still early days, having said that, but they do need to net the first one to get the ball rolling. And they do get an opportunity with a personal foul, which means stepping up to take it yours. Rian Chua. Well, you hit the hoop, but you want to actually sink it through. Can she do it? And yes, she does. The second time around, so now it's the first point for Kembangan Chee Youth, and the scoreline reads 9-1. Siglap Black very eager to restore the lead that they had. But the ladies in blue fighting back, and that's good spirit from the team. Denise Chee almost able to knock one in. That's been a tough call because the Siglap Black defense has been impeccable. We've had Alicia Lim along with Matilda Lai, able to keep a hold on things. And that's another sweet finish. Well, how many times over have they done it? Tan Shu Yan gets into the act too. It's now 11-1. And I think this has been really the bane of the worries that Kembangan Chee Youth would have had in the first period of play. Their shooting skills have been their shots have been very wayward. They haven't been able to get the accuracy factor down. Siglap Black, on the other hand, have been very confident with most of, well, their field goals as well as their free throws. And their free throws have accounted for 6 points out of the 11. So that tells you a bit of a story. Missing out on an opportunity once again, Rian Chua. They've had a ton of them. Possession very easily claimed by Siglap Black. Here's Matilda Lai. Off to Karen Ong. Karen will receive it back again. Karen just checking in on an arm technique. Well, isn't that follow-up so characteristic in every single game that you play? Whether it's tennis or cricket or basketball. If you miss a shot or if you don't get it right, you always want to check in on the follow-up technique of your shot or your effort. .38 seconds to go. It's been, I would say, a fairly one-sided affair in the first period, but that could change in the second. And I think there will be a change in strategy for the Kembangan Chee Youth, and that'll come from their coach in that shot break that we have. And that's through. She finally does it. You need to make those shots count. And a wonderful effort from Denise Chee. And things have just kind of, well, sped up a bit here for Siglap Black. So 11-3. And that's pretty much it, the end of the first period. So we will find out what exactly will transpire as we get into the latter part of the game. But for now, it is Siglap Black 11, Kembangan Chee Youth 3 in the first of the under-16 finals, and that's the girls. Do stay with us. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. So into the second period of play here as Kembangan Chee Youth try to step it back up against Siglap Black. But for the time being, it certainly looks like, well, there's a good bit of intent coming in from the ladies in blue, and that's what you want to see. You want to see a fight on hand. You want to see the ladies get back into it, and it's interesting to see whether they can make it count. A foul there that's granted a free throw very early in the second period to Kembangan Chee. It's Lee Jingling with the free throw, but she's still got a second opportunity. And she gets that through, so 11-4. You're going to ask yourself, is that going to be good enough? Well, it's good enough to keep you in the running. Wong Zun-Yi to try to create an opportunity there. Now that's got to be fantastic defense. Well, excellent work being done here by Siglap Black. Well, yes, the good thing about basketball, isn't it? You just stick to the basics and do everything right, and you pretty much have nailed it. What really is the undoing of any team is the mistakes. That could happen through violations, through missed opportunities, missed shots on the target. And that's, I think, really where Siglap Black have just kept their own. They've pretty much stuck to the basics. They've got them right. And, well, the proof in the pudding is definitely that scoreline. So a quick timeout before we can get back to the action. Remember, 2 timeouts allowed per team in the first half, and in the second half it is 3 timeouts. So 5 in all per team. And timeouts are so needed. A quick word to the ladies from their respective coaches. Well, not easy to get to the finals for any team. Oh, that's beautifully done. Absolutely wonderful effort there from Lee Jingling. And she's putting her skills on display. So Siglap 11, Kembangan Chee Youth 6, and then slowly crawling back in. So Rayan unable to find the target, but that's great damage control being done there by her teammate. 11-8. What a turn of events this has been. So Siglap Black ruling the first period, and here in the second period, Kembangan Chee Youth really fighting hard. Here's Lee Jingling, just misses out on the target, and a hustle there that will result in Siglap Red getting the benefit of that call. And it's Tan Shuyan who restarts the action. So Siglap Black just falling back a little bit. They've been fairly silent. Yes, Matilda Lai. Possession being switched a couple of times over. And the official, of course, calling that out. Wong Zun-Yi will restart the action. Jada Wong. Tan Shuyan. You want a three-pointer. And you can count on Matilda Lai to provide the spoils. If you want, well, those sharp shooters from a distance. It's 14-8 now. And almost a reply from Denise Chu. Oh, but it would have been wonderful if she'd managed to nail that. So Siglap Black still holding the reins here. Well, I certainly thought I was going to see Kembangan Chee Youth restore parity. Well, it didn't turn out, but there's still 6 minutes left in this period to go. Well, if you're ever thinking about how important those free throws are, well, this is where it counts. 15 points now. Excellent effort there from Tan Shuyan. Well, misses out on the second, but it's still 15 points to 8. Quick run from Denise Chu. Just obstructed at the last minute. Legal obstruction. Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Jada Wong. Well, the ball just staying on her side of the fence. So 17-8. If you ever wonder about those free throws and how important they are, well, every single point counts. And there are, well, specialists when it comes to the free throws. Not everyone excels in them. At the same time, when it comes to the field goals, there are specialists as well. And that's the beauty of it. Well, the referee has just called did call a violation earlier, which means it is Siglap Black who did restart the action. So, while we often talk about how important, well, free throws are, the field goals are really the cream of the crop. And the record for the most field goals in a career is held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Oh, beautifully done. Absolutely marvelous work here. It's 17-9 now. Or 17-10 to be precise. And a quick reply. Siglap Black aren't wasting too much time. Another 2-pointer in there as it goes to 19-10. So 19-10 is where it stands. Oh, what an absolutely marvelous effort. Beautifully done. Siglap Black are shining here now. It's 22-10. Well, started off the second period in such a docile manner, and they've certainly shifted gears. Massive shot there earlier from Adrian Theo. 22-10 for the count. Still 3.5 minutes of play left. Here's Matilda Lai. Now they've kept those goals coming. Looking at those 3-pointers and the 2-pointers, and that's where it really all counts. We're just talking about the importance of field goals, and well, the record for that is held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Never really had a chance to watch him in action, but grew up reading about him. He used to be my mom's favorite player back in the day. 15,837 goals for the count, which makes him, if not the greatest, one of the top 3. Oh, another beautiful finish. But this time around, it's just going to be a reduction of the deficit, 22-12. Kembangan Chee Youth are not willing to give up, but every time they score, Siglap Black want a reply. And that's really what it is. That's how you keep, well, pretty much head and shoulders, ahead of the contest or the competition. So, massive work being done here by Siglap Black to safeguard their lead. And they're back with the 10-point cushion. I'm not even going to say it's a cushion, it's more like a couch. But having said that, there's still 2 more periods of play to go. So excellent passing and another beautiful finish. Well, you need that today. So Siglap Black really shining. 25-12. Kembangan Chee Youth back where they started. Here's Tan Shu Yan. And the goals just keep coming. Siglap Black putting on a show. And Karen Ong, one of those strong contributors here today. So the tide is certainly turned in favor of Siglap Black. 29-12. And as we get into the last few seconds of the second period, this is certainly turning out to be a worry for the ladies in blue. It's picked up by Matilda Lai. 6 seconds to go. So thrown for Siglap Black. So that's at the end of the second period as Siglap Black take a very healthy lead into the half, to be precise. It's Siglap Black 29, Kembangan Chee Youth 12. Don't forget that lovely bank shot we had earlier from Lee Jingling as well. It was a very, very good, well, second period, but Kembangan Chee Youth will have to dig deep to come up with answers here. So we've got a little under 5 minutes. Don't forget, we'll be back with you as the action resumes in the third period. So into the third period, a change of sides and could be a change of game plan for Kembangan Chee Youth as they battle it out with Siglap Black. This is the under-16 girls finals in the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. Talk about the dance of, I'm not going to say illusion, but I was going to say the elusive dance, and the ball certainly does that for Kembangan Chee Youth this time around. So an air ball, haven't had too many of them from well, the ladies in white, who've been fairly well disciplined on court. And by disciplined I do mean, well, sticking to what you need to do. Karanong drawing in Tan Shuyan. So Siglap Black and of course Kembangan Chee Youth have both got a fairly decent fan following, and you can hear that by the cheers. Well, just to give you a feeler of things, 80% or 75% of the stands are actually already full, and it's going to be a packed house by the time the under-18s get underway. Well, to be precise, it's a weekend. People want to stream in nice and easy. You also want to catch your friends or, you know, relatives if they're playing. So it depends on that part. But tickets were sold out fairly quickly. And the ball just getting ahead of young Jada Wong. A free throw opportunity. And Siglap Black can extend. Well, they certainly do. Their lead here. It's Tan Shuyan who makes no mistake. Siglap Black move up to 30-12. Well, the second half of play is so important because this is pretty much where you really want to undo the damage, rectify or sharpen, well, any rough edges. Oh, that's beautifully done. Tan Shuyan really delighting with the performance here today. An ever so gentle layup, but executed perfectly. So 32-12. Was looking for the reverse layup, but it can always be a tough call there. Denise Chee does make the effort. Here's Tan Shuyan, and Denise Chee, well, ceding possession. It's Rayan. And a collision of sorts. But Matilda Lai will be back up and about on her feet. Do keep in mind the fact that, well, the Siglap community club itself does have, well, a lot of activity regarding not just well, basketball, but silat as well, if you're a follower of the sport. I am. And I remember in younger days always getting a view of what used to transpire there. Not my community club. I do belong to, well, Marine Parade, where the action is not just as much, but maybe someday it will be. Although we have a superb gym, which I do not frequent. So it really is all down to, well, each sport, of course, having their own, well, benefits. But Siglap, very, very rich with basketball. I'm not just saying the community club, but the area itself. And it just goes to show, because you've got, well, two teams in there competing. You had Siglap Red earlier, the lads who competed in the under-16 third place, and they were fantastic. And then you've got a Siglap Black, which is the girls, competing for the under-16 finals. And they are in the lead. And another superb finish. A one-step layup and executed perfectly there by Shamin Pan. And thanks to a foul as well, she's got an opportunity to knock in a few more. 35, mark that down. And this is what I've been saying right through with the Siglap Black ladies. They've just been near perfect with their free shots. They've been able to, well, net almost each and every one of them that they have had. So Siglap Black 35, Kembangan Chee Youth 12 in the third period, and we're down to our last 5 minutes of play. Good effort from Denise Chee. She will persevere. And that's what you really require to see this time. It's Ray An who decides to pitch in as well. Now here's Denise. So Ray An doing the needful earlier. 35-14 is where it stands. And that's straight off the hoop. Well, you don't want to hit the rim too often. Julia Sim. Well, unable to make that count. So it certainly looks like the, well, under 18 boys, well, have come in for their placement game, which is the third place matchup. And that happens, well, soon after the under-16 girls finals. Oh, what a lovely effort. What an absolutely marvelous effort from Matilda Lai. A beautiful three-pointer. Just made it look very, very artistic. Siglap Black 38 and Kembangan Chee Youth 14. Well, that lead is just growing in leaps and bounds, and it's only a matter of time before, well, I think Siglap Black can actually cap it off here with a win if they hold their own. But no taking away the spirit of Kembangan Chee Youth. They've still got one more period to go after this. Another free throw as well, as Lee Jingling, well, who delighted us in the second period, well, takes the second shot, well, missing out on both free throws here. And you really want to grab opportunity by the horns, get those single points in when you can. How important is that to stay in the contest? Not the best directed shot from Karen Ong, but she does take a chance here. almost does it. And the official, well, calling that. So with the substitutions, of course, just a bit of rest for Matilda Lai and for Jada Wong. Both, of course, doing extremely well on the court for their teams. Siglap Black. Karanong looking for the net. Into the last 2 minutes of play in the third period. It's Siglap Black 38, Kembangan Chee Youth 14. Let's remind you that this is the under-16 final. And every performance by these young ladies, of course, is taken into account. The best performers, of course, will find themselves very soon wearing the country's colors on their sleeves, because yes, there's a chance to make the national squad, and that's really why this contest is held. You want to pick out the cream of the crop, groom them for the future, groom them for the next stage of the tournament of the sport in the country. So it's a very, very important contest that's been running right through from the 80s. I did mention this earlier. For the longest period of time, it used to be called the Milo Youth Cup till this year, where Rigorer is now the main title sponsor, and it's called the Rigorer Youth Cup. Well, to me, it doesn't make a difference who the sponsor is, as long as there's someone to take it. Be more than happy to see this contest continue for the longest time, but it's an essential part of the sport here. So, yes, Karanong. She had a very active first and second period. Just been, well, a tad bit silent in this third period of play. And as we get into the last minute, it's still 24 points that separate the ladies on court. Rumble in the Bronx, if you ask me. And Lee Jingling has to let go of it. Well, I think really the only differential between the two clubs here in front of us has been very clearly the fact that the Siglap Black defense has been, well, just a tad bit stronger. Also, the ladies in white, their shooting skills have been near perfect. Well, they've got 90% of their shots in for the efforts. Well, a free throw always does matter, and Rayan just missing the first one. Can she make the second one count? Well, we'll focus. She's missed 2 out of 2 here. And it's the third one. She has to make this count. Tanshian now. It's got it to Matilda Lai, who's back on court. Well, after getting a bit of a breather on the sidelines during the substitution. Wong Sin Yi was with it for a while. Counting down the last 23 seconds before the end of the third period. And then, of course, it'll be the final period of play for us. Well, while the ladies continue with their battle in front of us, we've already got the individual teams for the boys 18, under 18 placement match that have already come in. And they've been catching the action along with us. So that's very, very interesting. Sorry, for the boys under 16 finals. I do stand corrected. So the boys under 16 girls final will be followed by the boys under 16 final. And the participants for that already around. So Wong Zini just missing out on that first effort. Can she nail in the second to take it up to 39 points? Well, just before that clock can actually rest easy. Well, she doesn't, which means that score is going to remain at Siglap Black 38, Kembangan Chee Youth 14 at the end of the third period. We'll be back with you to take you through the fourth and final period of this encounter. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Well, into the fourth and final period of a play as Siglap Black and Kembangan Chee Youth battle it out. It is Siglap Black 38, Kembangan Chee Youth 14 as we get into this final bit of play. And it's all left to the ladies in blue to pull back their own. They've got a huge ask here. And looking to get started, of course, Ling Chin Ling just missing out on an opportunity to score. Having said that, always expect a counter from Siglap Black, and Karanong slipping it to Matilda Lai. Matilda Lai has got to pick out her lady. Does well to get Tan Shu Yan in. And Rayan, great interception from her. Well, she has put in her maximum effort today. There's no doubt about it. It's now Julia Sim. Well, a key factor in this game will be to figure out who can really make the difference for Kembangan Chee. And while we talk of that, Karanong just decides she's got to grab 2 points too. So a couple of girls for, actually most of the ladies for Siglap Black have been fairly outstanding with their display. Matilda Lai, Karanong. and Tan Chuyan. Really good athletes. They put on quite a show. Not taking anything away from Kembangan Chee. They've had their fair share of ladies in there too, put in their maximum effort, including Lee Jingling, Rayan. It's Lee Jingling now with possession. Well, looking to make the difference, and it's just been, well, a tad bit difficult for them, but that personal foul will grant them a free throw, and that's exactly what they have as Ling Jingling gets ready. Missing out on the first one. And the second as well. So restarting the action. It was, well, Zhang Shenyi. Siglap Black 40, Kembangan Chee Youth 14. It's been a tough ask here. And the ladies in blue have had their work cut out for them. Well, just as we speak, do not forget that this encounter very quickly will be followed by the boys under 16 finals. Yes, Karen Nong back again for Siglap Black. Gets it to Matilda Lai. Zhang Shenyi, well, just missing out with that interception, and it's quickly stolen away. Smart play there from Crystal Jing. Here's Rayan, and she's got it through. 2 points, and those are a precious 2 points, I would say. So 40-16 now. Well, that second period was such an eye-opener when Kembangan Chee Youth were really stepping back and finding their groove. Missing out on that one-step layup was Matilda Lai. Here's Jada Wong. Smart run from Denise. She does like to drive, well, as much as she can, but just unfortunate with being able to nail it. Just been a tad bit off with her efforts here. Six minutes to go. And sheer joy here for the fans of Kembangan Chee Youth as they take it up to points. To point 18. So 40-18 is as it stands. Looking for a three-pointer, and what a finish that is. Absolutely marvelous effort there. So Jada Wong making sure that her team's lead is restored. Absolutely beautiful three-pointer from us. Siglap Black 43, Kembangan Chee Youth 18, as we get into the last 5 minutes of play and the decider as to who will win the girls under 16 finals here today. Well, currently in the driver's seat and very much in fifth gear at Siglap Black. Kembangan Chee Youth well, have got only 5 minutes to find their destiny in the year 2022, or they'll have to wait for, well, the next edition, which will be in 2023. Here's Jada Wong. Well, missing out with that layup, was looking for the reverse. Can always be a bit tricky, and that's the beauty really about the game, isn't it? You just want to challenge yourself every time. Sometimes it just makes the variety more interesting, and a foul, of course, a personal violation, has granted Jada Wong the free throw opportunity. She's got a fairly good arm on her, she's got good shooting skills, and that's how she does it. Absolutely straight through. 43-18, 44-18 to be precise. So the points are now just increasing by the minute. Well, this time around, missing out, but 44-18, and that's a very, very strong lead if you ask me. Oh well, what do you say to that? Crizzle Jing, well, providing a bit of relief, leverage if you ask me. So 3 points there from her, and almost looking for a quick reply was Jada Wong. So end-to-end action, a counter now from Crizzle. She did have a good effort earlier, but that's what I've said about the Siglap Black defense. They have been fairly tight, and Karanong says, let's make it 2 points more. So 46-21. And it's almost as if for every field goal scored, well, to be precise, Siglap Black have scored 2 more. And really their shooting has let them down. I'm talking about Kembangan Chee. They've missed out on so many opportunities, and well, they're going to have to go back and take a look at this game, and they will have themselves to blame. Not taking away anything from their spirit, but they've had a few worries. Now another opportunity calls through, well, that obstruction put up there by the Siglap Black defense, and it's going to be a free throw opportunity. Stepping up to take it, it's Julia Sim. And she's made it count. And that's what you really require. So Julia Sim making it 22 points. Dan Shian to Karanong. Well, always a bounce pass. Can be deceptive, well, when it comes to scoring as well. So as we get into that last bit, just under 3 minutes of play left here. Siglap Black currently on 46, and Kembangan Chee Youth on 22. Well, troubled times as far as Kembangan Chee Youth are concerned, but Ling Jing Ling still trying to provide a bit of relief. And in that hustle, well, it still looks like Kembangan Chee Youth will hold on to possession. Here's Kalistam in. Well, once again fails to net it, which means it's going to be pretty much a mountain to climb for the girls in blue, as Siglap Black have a very, very comfortable lead, and they can see victory beckoning here. Just to remind you, of course, the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022 resumed this year after that 2-year break thanks to the pandemic. And, well, most activity was actually put on hold. And that's due to safety concerns, especially for the athletes and for those present. But it's wonderful to have it back, and we were eagerly awaiting it. Let's not forget that it's come back with a bang, not just with the game itself, but there's a change. You've got fun and activity around the area. You've got games being played, of course, by the MC, which have really, really cool prizes. Well, spins out beautifully. She could have nailed it, Matilda Lai. So when you say you're coming back with a bang, you do come back, of course, with the celebration, and that's what we have here today at the Singapore Basketball Centre in Al Junaid. Oh, what a shot. What an absolutely glorious shot. And that's what you really need. You need a ton of those to actually get back into the action. It's 46-25. Lovely three-pointer there. And that's what I said about the girls in blue, the Kembangan Chee youth. They've got great spirit. And it's not easy to get to the finals. The very fact that they're here will pretty much tell you a bit of a story. So it's 46-25 as we get into the next bit of play, which is just about the last minute. Really making an effort there, Denise Chee. She's been added right through the entire day. Julia Sim also doing fairly well to keep well tagged with her in the fourth period of play. But Siglap Black well, it's Matilda Lai missing out on an effort this time. So free throws or not, you've got 34 seconds on the clock, and that'll resume after, well, Nikki Yap, well, has her shot. Well, definitely a challenging time for the girls in blue, but they did stand up, almost got back into the fight. And this time it's one for Nikki. So 46-26 is where it stands as the clock resumes. And we are heading down towards, well, the last moments of this game. Anything could happen. Here's Matilda Lai. When I mean anything could happen, I do mean by, well, the score's just changing. It's 48-26 now. There's no doubt about it. Siglap Black have dominated this game right through all four periods. I can't say it's a one-sided affair because there were times when, well, Kembangan Chee youth showed a lot of promise. So 48-29. And you would have thought Kembangan Chee youth, if they were able to get those three-pointers in earlier, in probably the second or the third period, it would actually change the complexity of this game. Ling Jing Ling missing out, and that's pretty much it as the game comes to an end and the clock will stop. It's Siglap Black 48, Kembangan Chee youth 29, as Siglap Black are crowned the under-16 champions in the cup as they claim the final win. Kembangan Chee youth will have to settle for second best, but they will be back next year, and you never know, they might win it back at that point of time and take it away from Siglap Black. So thank you so much for sharing the action with us. This was our third game of the day in the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. We will move into the boys under 16 finals in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and we are still with you, coming at you live from the Singapore Basketball Centre in Al Junaid.